Hello, everybody. I am Keaton of Kinetic Catholic Ministries, back with another video for season 14, episode 9. I hope that you all are having an absolutely wonderful Tuesday so far. A very spiritually beneficial Lent so far as we continue to get deeper and deeper into this season of Lent, preparing for our Lord's ultimate crucifixion and resurrection. Now, what I want to talk about today is kind of one of those personal videos. I've done this at times, just giving you guys personal updates because a lot of you have been following me from the very start or for a couple years. And I started this channel when I was 11. So I would have been, I believe it was 6th grade then, 6th or 7th grade, that I started this channel. And I'm now a senior in high school. This is second semester of my senior year. And so there's kind of a lot of big changes coming up for me, right? As I'm sure that there are for many of you watching, maybe seniors out there, or 8th graders, right, going into high school, with some big changes kind of coming up. And I know that it's a little bit early, but I wanted to kind of update you guys on what's going to be going on in my life and how it might affect Kinetic Catholic Ministries. Basically, I want to give you guys kind of my college decision, a college decision video, because I know that there are many of you, again, who I know personally who have been fantastic supporters, and I think that it's good that we talk about it. I looked at several different colleges, obviously, as every senior is probably supposed to do, and have always kind of been thinking about it for a while, but the ultimate decision was never really that difficult, just because I've been inclined to this university for such a long period of time. I thought about like doing, how athletes do and lining up the hats and like choosing out but I decided that's not for me. That's not for me. I'm not an athlete. But I will be attending Franciscan University of Steubenville for the fall of 2023. Last week when I had Braden Eckert on and talked about how we're going to college together, he is also going to Franciscan, and so I just didn't want to name drop it in that video quite yet, but save it for a separate video here. And so I will be attending Franciscan. I'm really, really excited because I think that there kind of has the right resources to look at the future of Kinetic. And if I was going to sit here and lay out exactly everything that the future was going to have in store for this channel, I wouldn't be able to, right? Because I don't know. And I know that I'll keep making weekly videos. The YouTube channel is not going to go away anytime soon, even after I've attended Franciscan. Just may get more people on, may get some more help. Who knows? Who knows what the future holds for this channel and for the ministry as a whole. I just think that it's good that you guys kind of know what is going on in my life and that we have this sense of calmness amid many changes coming up the later we get into second semester, because I'm about to graduate. I know many of you watching are about to graduate, and we're all kind of about to go to several different places across the country and across the world to continue the rest of our life. Like Steubenville, Ohio is not close to where I am. It's very, very far, and so there is a sense of kind of fear there, but I've talked about it before, right? Made videos on it, how it's really, really cool that our God, as loving and as omniscient and omnipotent as he is, that means all-knowing and all-powerful as he is able to relieve a lot of anxiety, relieve a lot of calmness. And when we're looking at kind of what we think the future will hold for us, it's very, very good to kind of find that calmness within God through prayer, through the sacraments, through the Eucharist, right? And understand that he is able to ultimately ease our anxiety, ease our fears for what may come. Guys, a question that I've gotten from a lot of you is, do you plan on becoming a priest? As of right now, I don't feel called to the priesthood. I'm not just going to sit here and say that I'm convicted one way or another, because obviously things change. As of right now, I do not feel called to the priesthood. I want to kind of continue what I'm doing now, but on a larger scale, and perhaps go into teaching, but I want to go into theology, essentially. And so Franciscan University of Steubenville is a great school for that, is a great school for theology, surrounding myself with a lot of peers who are very Catholic and who are sincerely devout in their faith, and being able to kind of grow alongside of them, because that's what I'm excited for. I'm going far away. I don't know anybody personally that'll be there, but I feel like many other students will be kind of that way as well. And so being able to combine it, like Braden Eckert, who I had on last week, he has a big platform, right? Through the pro-life community, going to Franciscan University, and there will be many others like that to kind of have a platform and being able to kind of combine and share ideas and talk about what might be coming next. And so I want to say thank you guys. So many of you have kind of been with me from the very, very start, and it's straight up like my interest in theology and my kind of desire for the faith has really been sparked through this channel. You know what I mean? Like being able to weekly make a video. It kept me going back to my prayer life. It kept me learning new things, because I say this all the time, but I can sit here and like teach and make videos about different topics all day long, but ultimately where I've learned the most is through this channel. I've learned more here than I could have ever thought possible. And obviously I have so much more room to grow and so much more room to learn and adapt. And so it's kind of through this channel that has sparked that theological interest, if you will, that has kind of led ultimately to my college decision. So even though, yeah, like my college decision and the YouTube channel aren't going to be the same thing, they are related in that sense, right? And your guys' support and your guys' constant encouragement. There are many of you who comment weekly. There are many of you who email me consistently. It is through your guys' support that I felt that I can continue kind of this journey, can continue this mission that we are all called to, and many of us are just called to in different ways. And that's kind of another point that I want to bring up, is that many of you watching, maybe a senior in high school, and maybe going into college in the fall. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I have all the wise wisdom for what to expect, because I don't. It's scary, right? I just think that it is essential that we understand wherever you are going, right? Because many of my friends are all splitting up and going to different places of the country. It's scary. But wherever you are going, have that sense of closeness with God, because the cool thing about God is you don't have to be in a certain location to find him. God is anywhere and everywhere, and whatever college we may go to, every single university is going to have that thing in common, that you can access God there through prayer, because God is everywhere. So I think that's a really, really special thing that we need to keep in mind, that we need to remember. So yeah, Franciscan University of Steubenville, guys, go Barons. I'm very, very excited, and I'll kind of update you all along the journey and sort of what the fall and what the school year entails, because I mean, things like this set, right? Like this is at my house. I'm not going to be able to record videos at this set. And so I do plan on continuing to record videos, and I'll update you guys on if that changes. I doubt it, or kind of what the future is going to hold the closer and closer we get in to the school year. Again, just being able to start this from 6th or 7th grade, 11 years old, all the way to now about to be going to college. And you guys have kind of seen that progression. You've seen me throughout all of high school, right? You've seen my progression, even physically, like my whole growing up journey is documented on the internet for everybody to see on a week-by-week basis. And it's really, really just neat, but also really, really exciting. So thank you guys so much once again. We are going to have a Saint of the Week. This video, it's not just going to be me talking about college the whole time. But again, I think that it's good that I have kind of this personal video to really update you guys and give you guys a little bit of an insight on my life and then the big changes that are coming for me. And if you could pray for me, that would be very appreciated, as I am praying for you all on your kind of spiritual journeys and whatever changes you might be enduring soon, even if it's not college, even if it's a new job or whatever newness may be coming up as well. So now that the topic is done, do y'all know what it is time for now? It's time for
the Saint of the Week.
And today's Saint of the Week is St. Catherine Drexel. When we're talking about changes, when we're talking about the sense of newness, St. Catherine Drexel endured a lot of that. She was born in 1858, died in 1955, so lived for a very long time, was canonized in 2000, and she is actually an American saint. She was born in Philadelphia, and she was very, very wealthy growing up, and she traveled widely. She had a lot of experiences in that way, she recognized kind of the need for missions around where she was, and the need to aid those who may not have heard the gospel, including Indians and African Americans, and so Native Americans rather than African Americans. And so she actually ended up on a European tour. She met Pope Leo XIII, and think about that. She had the courage to ask him to send missionaries to Wyoming, that there was need there, in which he replied, "Why don't you become a missionary?" And that kind of brought about like a different kind of spark in her head of what was going to happen. She decided to give up her wealth, and she wanted to aid those in need as much as possible. And because she really wasn't able to find a religious order that she felt her mission was acceptable for, she actually founded the Sisters of the Blessed Sacrament in the United States, which is really, really cool. She ended up meeting the Sioux leader Red Cloud, and began her aid to Native American missions and helping them and assisting them in coming to understand the gospel, and then physically as well, in giving to the poor and helping those who are in need. She actually, before obviously she entered the order, she didn't know if she was going to get married for a while, but it was after the Feast of St. Joseph that she was kind of reminded about what her true mission is, how it is not for her to get married here on earth, but it is to be the bride of Christ, and therefore continue her mission in preaching to African Americans and Native Americans. At the age of 77, she suffered a heart attack and was kind of forced to retire, but her life was essentially over. But then there was 20 years of quiet, intense prayer after that, right? Like, she lived to be very, very old. She died at 96, and so she had a life of quiet prayer for 20 years toward the end of her life, and there are many notebooks and slips of paper recording her various prayers and aspirations and meditations and kind of all that she spiritually went through in that last 20 years of her life, which is really, really cool, because typically we kind of see the story end when her work is done, when she's gone through something medical, but no, she lived an additional 20 years in this life of prayer, and so devoutly, which is truly, truly a beautiful thing. And so we can know that she died happy. And when we're talking about the sense of change, St. Catherine Drexel went from being this wealthy girl who traveled all the time and very privileged to being able to kind of bring herself down to the level of those who needed help, assistance, who needed physical aid, right? And then who also needed that spiritual aid, because Native Americans, African Americans, obviously during that time period were not treated well, and therefore needed that aid, and St. Catherine Drexel was able to provide it. So when we feel like we may be having some sense of anxiety with change, when we feel like we may be scared for what's coming next, we can always look to St. Catherine Drexel for help. St. Catherine Drexel, pray for us. So before you guys click off this video, once again, I want to say thank you guys for being with me for the journey for such a long time. Many of you who are new, thank you so much for watching. I'm not just a YouTuber, I'm also a Catholic speaker. So if you want to book me to come and speak at your church, school, men's group, women's group, youth group, parish, conference event, you name it, please email us directly at kineticcatholicministries@gmail.com to work out details for that. Or go to the website kineticcattholic.com, click the contact us page, and reach out to us from there. Also check out the website in general. There's so many awesome things you can do on there. All of our videos are up there. We have our very own Kinetic Catholic shop, which is up there, so please do go check that out. Please check out all three of our social medias, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The link to all three of those will be in the description down below. Please comment any saint or topic suggestions that you might have for future videos down below. I would love to check it out. Please like the video. Please click the red subscribe button down below and the bell next to it. That way you get notified when I come out with a new video. And if you are already subscribed, then please share this channel and video with your friends and family. Make sure that they know about Kinetic Catholic Ministries. And once again, I want to say thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for everything for the last many, many years of Kinetic, and I look forward to continuing to grow it, continuing to expand it alongside of you all. So hope you all are having a fantastic Tuesday, a very, like I mentioned, spiritually beneficial Lent so far. This was Keaton of Kinetic Catholic Ministries. I will see you all next week, and hi, Brielle.